Hello, everybody. Welcome into UFO Fantasy Football. I'm Jackson. That's Finn. And today we are going to talk about our updated rankings for quarterbacks and tight ends, compare them with each other, compare them with ADP, and just kind of see where our heads are at. If you missed the last video, we did running back and wide receivers, so go watch that. After this one, of course, um, shouldn't matter much. But let's get right into it. Van, who are your top 12 quarterbacks this year?
Okay. I got Mr. Joshua Allen as the clear number one there. I have Justin Herbert, number 2, Kyler Murray, number 3, Lamar, number 4. I've got Patrick Mahomes at 5, Joe Burrow at 6, Jalen Hurts at 7, Russ Wilson at 8, Trey Lance at 9, Brady at 10, Prescott at 11, and Stafford at 12.
All right, nice.
What do you think?
I like it. I have the exact same 12 in just a little bit of a different order.
Okay.
I have Josh Allen at 1, 2 is Herbert, 3 is Kyler Murray. I got Jalen Hurts at 4.
Wow. Okay.
I got Russell Wilson at 5.
Oh my.
I got Lamar at 6. 7 is Patrick Mahomes, which just sounds terrible, but it's what it is.
Wow. Okay.
8 is Joe Burrow. 9, Matt Stafford. 10, Tom Brady. 11, Dak Prescott. 12, Trey Lance. And I don't have an issue with moving Lance up to 9 ahead of Matt Stafford.
Yeah, that's kind of what I put him above those kind of more boring guys there.
Yeah.
Brady, Stafford, Prescott. That's
right. It's all really close towards the end, which is like, I guess we can get into this later, but if I don't have one of those like top 6 to 8 quarterbacks, I'll wait until like round 10 or 11 and snag like a Derek Carr, because I think he's just as good as those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to get one of those top 12, but yeah, I mean, like if I don't get, I almost never get Allen. I'm just not going to draft him that high unless he really, really falls. I almost never get Herbert, but like usually where I've seen myself entertaining an early quarterback, which I don't usually do, it's for Murray or Jackson, kind of in that 5th roundish range.
Yeah, I've been seeing Lamar go sooner recently.
Okay.
But yeah, usually I've seen like Kyler at like the end of the 5th, which I'd be smashing that every day.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to just go through, I mean, Allen is obviously the number 1 ADP, number 1 ranking. His rushing and throwing ability is just, insane and just high volume. So I think that's clear. Herbert, we both have 2. His ADP is 3, but I think, it is what it is in the high flying Chargers offense. I think you know what you're going to get. Not as much rushing as like a Josh Allen, but they're just going to be throwing all day long. He's got tons of weapons. Kyler Murray, we both have 3.
Yeah.
His ADP is 5. So I mean, he's still that's often like also why I go for him, because he's my 3rd ranked quarterback and he's there in the 5th. After usually Mahomes almost always goes ahead of him in like every draft I've done, even though I've got Mahomes ranked lower. Again, and I think it's just him and Jackson both have that rushing upside, which is what makes Josh Allen so incredible and always number 1 receiver. So, Kyler Murray I have above Jackson because of the weapons. I mean, he basically took Lamar's number 1 weapon, or number 1, number 2 weapon in Hollywood Brown. I love Rondale Moore. He's got Zach Ertz, and then DeAndre Hopkins after he comes back from the suspension. So he's got a lot of weapons there. So I like the upside with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Kyler Murray was on pace to be the number 1 quarterback until he got hurt last year.
I think that is accurate. Yeah.
And if you can get that in the 5th round, why wouldn't you? Like, why pay up 3 rounds to the 2nd to take Josh Allen? I mean, 2nd and 3rd, I guess he's going. But you're missing out on some big playmakers in the 2nd and 3rd round. Where like in the 5th, it gets a little iffy. I would definitely take Kyler over most of those guys.
Yeah.
Like that's like the running back dead zone, they call it. Like Josh Jacobs, like David Montgomery.
Yeah.
Like really mid RB2s, or you could have a possible number 1 quarterback.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like in my projections, like I've got Herbert and Allen both in the 24 point per game range. This is assuming 5 points for passing touchdown. So I kind of went middle of the road there. Because if you get 6 points for passing touchdown, I always say this, I downgrade the running quarterback slightly. And if you got like 4 points for passing touchdown, but 6 for rushing, I definitely target the rushing quarterbacks even more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So kind of met in the middle for my projections. But yeah, got Allen and Herbert right around 24 points per game. And then I've got Lamar and Kyler Murray at like 23 points per game. And you're getting them for a couple rounds of a discount, for 1 point per game difference with, I would say, a lot of upside because I'm projecting both of their passing touchdown levels to be like 10 touchdowns less than Herbert and Allen. So if they go off from a passing standpoint, which is totally possible, they could finish number 1 overall. So that's kind of my rationale for that.
Yeah, I do like Jackson this year. I think he's going more in like the 4th-ish round or like early 5th, which if you want to take him, go ahead. But I think I'd rather wait until Kyler or Jalen Hurts, who's my 4th guy.
4.
Yeah, man, I know. But it's just kind of going what we were saying. He's a rushing quarterback. You get a little bit more upside with that. And he added A.J. Brown. Like, who was he throwing to last year? Oh, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins. Who were they? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, I think he was definitely a quarterback 1, maybe like 8 to 10 range last year. I think 10, if I'm not mistaken. And you add A.J. Brown. I don't see anything bad in that.
Yeah.
There's like no vacated targets, I don't think. They just add A.J. Brown.
Right. So now I like that. I like Jalen Hurts. I got him 7 overall. My only concern is he runs and they run the ball so much. They didn't have a lot of volume throwing the ball last year. So now assuming they traded for A.J. Brown, maybe they're going to change that a little bit and, let Jalen Hurts sling it around a little more. Then if that's the case, right, everything you're saying, I'm on board with. So I think there's just, I baked in a little bit of that uncertainty, because I think his attempts or his passing yardage was way lower than a lot of the other guys last year. But if he starts throwing a little more this year because he's got more weapons, then he might reach that level. Yeah.
Okay. And then my number 5 guy is Russell Wilson, which is also a pretty spicy take. But
I've got him 8.
I love the Broncos offense this year. I know they took a hit with Tim Patrick during his ACL, but even so, he's got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Albert Quabanon, Greg Dulcich, Javonte Williams, KJ Hamler, Melvin Gordon. All those guys are going to be really good, I think. Majority of them. And it's Russell Wilson. He's never been like outside of the top 12 quarterbacks when he's been healthy. And you could argue this might be the best team he's played with. Well, minus like the Super Bowl years maybe, but as of late, I mean, just offense as a whole, team as a whole, I think he's going to get it done. And I think the offense is his rather than like Pete Carroll, like making them run the ball, even though when Russ was cooking last year, the kitchen was hot, but they stopped it.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be all his this year.
Okay.
It's his offense.
Okay. That is a hot take right there. Yeah, because I mean ADP, he's 11.
He's cooking.
He's 11 for ADP. So I mean,
that's why I also don't mind if I don't get the Kyler or Jalen Hurts. I'll wait until 11 and take Russell Wilson.
Right.
That's like round 8 or 9 maybe.
Right. Well, that makes sense for you if you like him that much and you get him in that round. Yeah, I mean, I have Russell Wilson 8 overall, and I thought that was a hot take. But I mean, yeah, I think it's just a matter of like historically, is Nathaniel Hackett gonna let him throw it all over the place? And I guess you love Jeudy and Sutton, and I think I just don't know yet if they're at that level. Like, are they an upgrade over Metcalf and Lockett? I don't know, but they might be, and they've got a better play caller. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I'm really interested to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I guess my argument to that is it's not just like Metcalf and Lockett. Like it's not just Sutton and Judy. There's the
Yeah.
tight ends, there's Hamler, there's the running backs. They're all
Do you
gonna play a
like
part
those
of it.
tight ends though? I mean, like,
I mean, they drafted like a second day tight end in Greg Dulcich, and Albert Quigman is fine. I think he'll be just fine.
okay, okay. Yeah,
We'll see.
We'll see.
They got rid of Noah Fant, so
I know.
they must have some faith in these other guys.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you have Mahomes?
I have him at 7.
Oh my god, and I've got him at 5. ADP of 2. Now, maybe we're over exaggerating it because, like, I don't think Mahomes is going to be bad this year, and
No.
I think he's probably going to be trying to prove people wrong. That he can do it without Tyreek. And he's super talented. He still has Andy Reid, still has Kelsey. They signed Juju, MVS, drafted Sky Moore. I mean, so might be underestimating the weapons they have.
Maybe.
So I don't dislike Mahomes. I never end up with Mahomes because someone always grabs him pretty high, and it's too rich for what I'm.
Yeah, I don't really want anything to do with Mahomes at his ADP. And I mean, sure, Juju and MVS are gonna be fine, but like both of their teams didn't want them back for a reason. Like nobody wanted Juju last year. Like he signed like almost nothing to come back to the Steelers. I mean, they gave MVS at least a decent contract in KC.
I have heard though that Mahomes has been like peppering Juju with targets though, like in training camp. So I don't know if that's just a fluke, or if that's going to be something that we're going to see in the regular season. But that's more of a Juju thing. But
yeah, I mean, I guess it's a downgrade from Hill to
for sure
Juju, and then it's like Hardman or Pringle to MVS, and Hardman is still there even though he did just get hurt. So
yeah, Mahomes I think was talking Hardman up too, like that he's ready to step up, but who knows?
Yeah, I think he did something to his groin, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. But then we both have Burrow. You have Burrow at 6.
I got Burrow at 8.
Okay, I have Burrow 6. ADP is 6. Not much to say there. I mean, I think we both generally like him, right? I mean, he's got obviously in a high flying offense, proved it last year, got the weapons, Chase, Higgins, Boyd, Mixon. I mean, everyone's there. So I'm totally fine. It's another guy though. I'd love to have Burrow, but I never end up getting him. He always goes a little bit higher than when I want to take him. He's one of those guys. If it's a 6 point per passing touchdown league, I definitely am a little bit higher on him, and I'd like to get him, but I don't have too many shares of Burrow this year, but I do like him.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard a stat where I think Joe Burrow he had like a historic season for like completion percentage and like depths of target down the field, and he was still only like the quarterback 6 or something last year. So he would have to repeat historic numbers. I just don't see it happening to hit number 6. So I think it's gonna regress a little bit. Nothing major. I mean, that offense is incredible still.
Yeah,
it's a thing to note at least.
That's fair.
And then we got Stafford, Brady, Prescott. Well, you have Lance at 9, right?
I have Lance at 9, and I was talking to you before this, and I was like, maybe I have him a little too high. I've drafted him in like 1 or 2 leagues, 1 or 2 best balls, just for that upside. It's just one of those things where I like him, and he's going around. I mean, his ADP is 13, even though I feel like that's probably the drafts I've seen lately. He feels like he's going like 10 or 11. That'll probably be rising soon for his ADP. But again, it's the rushing upside in an offense with a super creative play caller. And he's got Debo, and I think Ayuk has been looking pretty good. They just drafted that guy that had that, deep pass touchdown in the preseason game.
They got Kittle.
They got exactly Kittle. So, I mean, Garoppolo got him to the NFC Championship game, got him to the Super Bowl, and they're shipping him out of town. So if they must be expecting their offense to take another step with Lance. I mean, so I think high like ceiling is like Kyler Murray's ceiling. Jalen Hurts, Lamar, kind of a thing. So
he could definitely be a top 5 guy, I think.
Yeah. So I'm happy if I've waited on quarterback, which I usually do, and he's sitting there. I'd like the upside. I do though. If I can, I'll maybe try to snag a Cousins or somebody else, just because I do think there's a little more risk with Lance because we just haven't seen him do it yet. So I like a little bit of insurance if I do take that.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think like quarterbacks like 9 through 15 are kind of interchangeable. I think Lance probably has the highest upside. But yeah, I'm not complaining with any of those guys really as a quarterback one. And you can punt the position and wait till round 10 or 11 to take one of them, and you'll be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do tight ends real quick. Getting close to time here.
Yeah,
but it's all right because most of our tight ends are so similar to ADP and each other.
I know. So I've got number 1. I've actually got Mark Andrews over Kelsey at 2. I've got Pitts at 3, Kittle at 4, Waller at 5, Schultz at 6, Hawkinson at 7, Knox at 8, Cole Kmet at 9, Ertz at 10, and Njoku at 11, and Goddard at 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Njoku.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I like him.
For me, I also have Mark Andrews at 1. Got Kelsey at 2. I got Dalton Schultz at 3 still.
Wow. Okay.
I got Pitts at 4, Kittle at 5, 6 is Darren Waller, 7 is Hawkinson, 8 is Goddard, 9 is Ertz, 10 is Knox, 11 is Kmet, and 12 is Irv Smith Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, Andrews and Kelsey, a lot of these top 2 guys, it's funny this year. I mean, it's like Allen and Herbert, Taylor McCaffrey, Jefferson and Kupp, Andrews and Kelsey. If you get one of those top 2, I mean, I would say almost all of those seem interchangeable almost, where you're getting a top tier guy. I've talked about it on our other videos, but Kyle Pitts, I have him at 3 overall. I just think there's so much upside, so many touchdowns that he's due for. A little concerned about that quarterback position there, but I think he should just be a target monster this year. And he had one touchdown last year, none in the U.S., I believe, as you reminded me of. I think he's going to get a lot in the U.S. this year. I think he could get 8 to 10 touchdowns. And if you pair that, he had 1,000 yards last year as a tight end, as a rookie tight end, which is also like unheard of. So he just takes those steps again, which I expect him to do. I like him there.
Yeah, I mean, I have him at 4, so like I can't complain about any of that. I'm more concerned about the whole quarterback. Marcus Mariota is probably going to steal some touchdowns, I think, with his legs.
Okay.
I watched a little.
Yeah,
I watched a little bit of the preseason. I just saw the one time he scored. I'm like, okay, well, that's probably going to happen quite a bit. But yeah, I got Dalton Schultz number 3. Now I don't think he's more talented than like most of these guys on this list. But I think just pure volume, it's him and CeeDee Lamb and not much else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I think he ended up as like, he was a top 6 guy last year, I believe. Maybe 3rd last year.
Yeah.
And that was with Amari Cooper there. So you take out however many targets he had and receptions, split them up between Schultz, Lamb, and the running backs. And I don't see how he doesn't do even similar to what he did last year, if not better.
Yeah. I know every time you talk about Schultz, I want to move him up. So, yeah, like that's when I sometimes debate getting a tight end early, depending on the situation. But like if I can get Schultz in that like 6th or 7th round, that's all. I also feel pretty good about that. So,
yeah, I really like Schultz this year. Not as much in a dynasty, just because I think once Tolbert and Washington or whoever they get like kind of step up, I think Schultz's volume is going to go down, and he's not like athletic enough to make a difference.
Okay.
Which is why I took Kittle over him in our dynasty league.
Yeah. All right. And then we both got Kittle in there, Waller, Hawkinson, and they're kind of consistent with ADP. Where do you have Dawson Knox?
I got Knox at 10.
Okay, that's his ADP. I have him at 8. I have him a little higher. Kind of similar reasons. The Bills have some decent targets available compared to last year. And Dawson Knox is still there. Obviously they brought a couple guys in. Gabe Davis is expected to take a big step, but everybody's so high on Gabe Davis filling that void of Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders leaving, but no one's really giving Knox any bump for that. Where I think, I don't think he's going to go crazy, but I think he could easily outperform his ADP. So I've got Josh Allen in one best ball league, and I did pair him with Dawson Knox, just to get a little bit of that stack, and I like that. So I've got him 8 overall.
Yeah, my biggest thing against Knox, Isaiah McKenzie is flashing in camp right now, is what I've heard. So that's another guy to compete with, and they did sign OJ Howard from the Bucks, which seems like a strange thing to do. He might not be in any of the passing downs, but
that is a good point. I know
it's just a weird thing to
do. I know. Yeah.
So that might just take him off the field for a percentage of his snaps, which is already just not good.
Good point. Moving him down. He's 13 now.
Oh no, we can't talk about it anymore then.
I know. I got Cole Kmet at 9, who I think we're both just way higher on than ADP.
I got him at 11.
Okay.
I'm still not convinced Justin Fields is that good. I think he could be, but I need to see it first. But Kmet's the second target there, so it's kind of hard to argue.
Yeah, he's also due for some. He was in on a significant amount of their passing downs last year. He had
0 touchdowns.
Yes, exactly. Just kind of a strange stat there, where I think it's just not going to happen again. And he's young, ascending player, so I like it. I actually put a little bet on the Bears having the over on their wins for this season.
No.
I gotta say I'm a little nervous.
What was the over under? Do you remember?
It was 5.5 or 6.5. I can't remember, but I think it was 5.5 wins. So it wasn't. I don't know. I thought they could get to 6 or 7 wins looking at their schedule. But yeah, so I'm a little invested in them. I do love my Darnell Mooney as well.
Oh yeah.
But, so I'm kind of banking on those Bears to help me out this year. But
All right, and then
go ahead.
I think the other two big differences in ADP and rankings. I have Irv Smith at 12. His ADP, give me
17.
17 is what you said.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know why he would be going that low. I know he injured his thumb. He has surgery. He's already rehabbing his back on the sidelines, doing limited practices. And just the high flying offense again. We were talking about it with Justin Jefferson in the last video. It's going to be a pass happy offense, I think. And people are obviously going to cover Jefferson. They're going to cover Thielen. KJ Osborne, I don't think is really going to play a role at all. I think Irv Smith is going to be the third target.
Sneaky. He could be sneaky.
I love snagging him as a secondary if I get Kmet or a Goddard or something like that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and my guy's Njoku. I've got him at 11, ADP 16. I just think Hooper's gone now. So he's got more of a void that he can fill. And they gave him a big deal. They gave him a 3-year deal. I think over $40 million. So
yeah.
Literally just for that reason. Obviously no Deshaun Watson, but I still think he's a safe bet to outperform his ADP this year. So I've been taking him in a lot of best balls as my number 2.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last guy I want to touch on here is Mike Gesicki. I think his ADP is 13, which, yeah, that's still higher than I like. I have him at 16. What do you have him at?
I have him at 13.
All right.
Yeah, so I got him in line with ADP.
Yeah, I'm really at least out on most of the Miami offense, except Tua, which I think I'm higher on than most people.
Okay. Okay.
Because I think all the weapons have to share, but I think that benefits Tua having all those weapons.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Cool.
So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment, say hi, tell us how bad we are or how amazing we are. Hopefully the latter.
Yeah.
Follow us on the socials. It's been scrolling on your screen the whole time. So until next time, see ya.